Good evening, YouTube people. How are you all tonight? It's Friday the 20th of October, it's about 10 o'clock, and I don't really have much for you tonight. Well, I do, but I don't. No, yes, I know. That's contradictory and makes no sense. Let me explain. I've not been doing much to the A600 this week at all. It's sat here and gathered dust. I haven't even got round to ordering the capacitors for the board yet. I've done an investigation into the board and the capacitors that's needed, and I've got a note of all the voltages and the capacitance of the capacitors, and I've also got a note of which are surface mounted and which are through hole, so all that's been taken care of. I've found kits on eBay. I can buy the kit for £7.50, which is a reasonable price, but I haven't got round to ordering it yet, because I didn't need it. I didn't have the equipment to remove the existing capacitors or to solder the new ones on, so I've been slowly getting the bits and pieces together that I need. As I mentioned, I think in one of the last videos, one of the first things I got was this little bottle of liquid flux, which comes with its own application brush, which is a nice little thought. And then I got, I've also got this bottle of isopropanol for cleaning the areas that are desoldered. I'm still waiting on some new solder. I'm wanting some. I've got solder already, but the wire is quite thick and heavy, and I think for this sort of type of work, thinner wire will be a more thinner solder or gauge of solder will be better. Now I've taken the plunge and I've bought a couple of bits of equipment. The first thing I ordered up was a hot air gun here. It's a cheap Chinese clone of some other manufacturer, and it's called 858 Digital, 858D. It's very tinny, very plasticky. It's not got a very rigid or strong construction. Everything's very cheaply done. Tin brackets. Very, I don't know how to put it. The plastic doesn't appear to be very strong. I don't think it'll stand up to the test of time. I think heat or sunlight will probably eventually crack it. But it was 20 quid and I couldn't find anything cheaper, Now you'd get a hot air gun for taking paint off, but you wouldn't get one that would be able to direct the heat or to control the heat like this one does. The minimum setting is 100 Celsius, I guess. I don't know if you can hear that. It's relatively quiet. I've watched reviews of these and they seem okay. For the price they're all right. You can turn the fan up and down. I don't know why this is not showing a temperature though. I never did this earlier, so it's maybe broken already. be great, huh? So that's a little bit naff. Could be 20 quid in the drain. The other thing I got was this here. This is a soldering iron. It's also digital. The soldering iron itself is got a very fine point on it. Quite, haven't used it yet. It's got a sort of rubber grip handle. The plastic seems to be reasonable quality on it. And the flakes seems to be of reasonable quality, not plasticky at all. There's a sort of rubbery feel to it. It heats up quite quick as well. There's definitely a lot of heat coming off of that now. So, and supposedly they're fairly accurate. You may need to calibrate them somewhat, but they're fairly accurate to within a few degrees once they're calibrated. This here is irritating me though, because that was sitting at a steady 100 earlier. Ah, wait, yeah, now I understand. It turns on only when you pick it up. When you set it away down, it switches off. So that's a neat feature. I'd forgot about that. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with it at all. It's just my stupidity. I'm almost ready to start this little project, or continue with it. I've still got to order the caps, like I said. I'm still waiting on the solder, and what other things was there? I don't think there's much else really. I did receive a PCMCIA to compact flash adapter yesterday, and I've formatted an old 256 SanDisk compact flash card to use FAT, was it FAT 16 or FAT 32? I don't quite recall, but it's one or the other. I've installed a few other little programs onto the Amiga upstairs, that's the 1200, so that it can recognise a compact flash. I think it was FAT 95 and a compact flash driver, or CFD. So the card is being recognised now, and I'm now able to transfer quite large numbers of files in one go. You know, before, when I first got the Amiga running, I was using cross-DOS, and I could format a PC floppy disk to use to 720k, so it was like formatted in DOS, and that would be recognised by the Amiga. But you're losing quite a lot of storage capacity, going down to 720k from 1.44 megabytes, and you also had to tape over one of the holes on the floppy disk. So that's enough for one or two things if you just want to get something off the PC onto the Amiga. But long term, it's just a nightmare, because a lot of files are larger than your 720k. So or any large files or archives that you want to transfer, you just cannot do it. So it's not really suitable for that. There's quite a lot of archives out there on the web now for Amiga ADFs or zip files, and you can download like hundreds of games in just one hit and just transfer them onto your compact flash drive, then copy them over to your Amiga and then basically run them using whload or ADF Blaster if you want to install them onto disk, or ADF to disk is another one. But anyway, yeah, that's 10 minutes, 11 minutes almost, so I'll leave it at that tonight, folks. It's getting late, I'm tired, I'm wanting to try and relax or do something else while I've still got the time. And yeah, I'll update you when I've got I think I'll probably I'm hoping to do a video next weekend when I've got the capacitors and I've got the solder, and then maybe we'll have a go at doing this. Right, bye for now and take care.